Hello, my name is Kim and welcome to A Timeless Reading where we are going to find out what good news will you be receiving soon. Now, because this is a timeless reading, at whatever moment you happen to stumble upon this video and tune into a group's reading, the messages will still apply to you, that is, if they end up resonating with you. But with that being said, it is now time to select a group. Please take a moment to meditate on the options and whichever card you end up being drawn to the most, or you find yourself glancing back to, then that will be the group that will have the messages meant for you. So we have card 1, card 2, card 3, and card 4. Okay, and if you have selected, please head on over to either the description box or the pinned comment in the comment section down below to find the timestamps that will allow for you to skip ahead to your selected group. Okay, and if you are ready, then let us get started. Let's go. Hello, if you were drawn to card numero uno, bienvenidos to your reading. So when meditating on the energy of this group, the expression nice safe came to mind, which made me think of sports. So I wonder if some of you are athletes or if you are in a sport, if you play or are part of a team. If so, it seems like in the coming days, especially if you have a competition coming up, you will be pulling a very nice move or a good save that will earn a point for your team or get you positive acknowledgement from your teammates, your coach, or spectators perhaps. But the expression nice save also makes me think of someone saving the day. So whether you are in a sport or not, in the coming days, you could end up being the hero at work, at school, within a team or a department for catching a mistake before it developed into a disaster, or finding the solution to a problem, or for being the solution to a problem, or just helping out in some kind of way. Oh, by the way, if you are into sports and there's a favorite team of yours who you're hoping to win a game very soon, then your favorite team will end up winning the game, or they will make it to the playoffs or the finals. If it's not an entire team, it could be a specific athlete that you're rooting for, okay? But I'm going to set this card aside and reveal the message that is on it nearing the end of your reading. And I'm going to now move on to the tarot to look into what good news you will be receiving soon. Oh, wow. We have the Five of Wands. Interesting. The Five of Wands is a card that indicates competition, and it can oftentimes hint at a competitive sport. So it's interesting how I brought sports or competitions at the start of your reading. The illustration in the Five of Wands makes it seem as if the fellas over here are gambling or betting on something. Yeah, so if you place some kind of bet, you will be winning. And I keep hearing the expression, in my mind of course, by the skin of your teeth, right? So this could be like a close call or cutting it close situation where it might seem like you're losing or you're about to lose or things are about to go haywire, but then you end up winning or things turn around in your favor. We also have needy with clingy, number 73, and the message, there is something you feel you need, but try and decipher it if it is actually a need or just a want. On the other hand, someone may be in need of you. A clingy energy may come forward. Okay, interesting how we have hands in the Needy card, because in the Five of Wands, what really stands out to me are this kid's hands. So hands could be of significance, but the hands make me think of grasping, right? Getting a hold of something, receiving or obtaining. So it seems like you're winning something. That's the good news, that you're winning something or you're keeping something. Something that you thought you were about to lose, or you were going to lose, or it was going to go to somebody else, or it was going to be withheld from you. Yeah. So if you've been fearing losing something, it could be an object, an item, but this could also be something like a position, a spot, a claim to something. The good news for you is you will not be losing this. It will still be yours, or you will get it back, win it back, if that applies or makes sense to you. Let's see what else is through. We have sweating like a sinner in church with number 19. And the key phrases: guilt, remorse, nerves, worry, confession, coming clean, apology, and integrity needed. Okay, so before this card jumped out, I was thinking of gambling and betting, and I was thinking of warning you guys to not get carried away if you are thinking about gambling something away, right? Or betting. Some of you, if this hasn't already happened, some of you might end up getting carried away in a game where there is some kind of stakes, and you might end up offering more than you are able to actually lose, or offering something that you fear losing. So I feel like this is a heads up for those of you who do tend to get carried away in games where there are stakes, to not overdo it. If you end up cutting it close, as in, let's say you made a bet that was quite risky and you end up winning, let that be your sign that it's time to step back. It's time to quit the game. Because if you push, if you continue, you might end up losing rather than winning as you did before. So you cutting it close one time is your indicator that, okay, now is the time to stop. Now is the time to step back. But if you are participating in some kind of like raffle or giveaway because the prize is something that you really, really want, then you're getting it. You're winning the prize. So with the sweating like a sinner in church card, there seems to be high anticipation, and universe is simply letting you know, if you find yourself feeling nervous and eager about winning, that's okay. Just if you care, right? If you mind, remember yourself and don't let these nerves or this eagerness to win get a hold of you and have you behaving in a way that you might later look back on and regret a bit or feel slightly apologetic about. Because with the words apology and integrity needed, I'm seeing the possibility of someone getting carried away by the heat of the moment and forgetting themselves. That's just something to keep in mind. Yeah, and because we do have the key term worry here, I feel like Spirit is also letting you know that you could end up worrying about missing on an opportunity, not getting what you want, not winning something. But once it's all over and once you have your prize in your hands, once it is revealed that you are the winner, that's when you will realize, oh, well, yeah, really, there was no need to worry. So if you find yourself fearing losing something, or you find yourself kind of a bit in desperation to know whether something is going to be taken away from you, or you're about to lose something, or someone is considering maybe denying you, rejecting you, or letting you go, then please know that it's understandable. You need to gain clarity and to know what is going on and what the stakes are. And if you are at risk of losing something that you value, Yet, based on the cards, it seems like you're being let known ahead of time that although there might be this worry and this concern, in actuality, there is nothing to worry about because at the end of the day, at the end of it all, you won't be losing. I keep thinking of a job, like someone being afraid that they will lose their job or they will lose a position, and you're being let known that's not going to happen. Right? I do feel that there might be some changes, maybe at work, maybe at school, maybe when it comes to who's in charge of what, if this has to do with like positions and responsibilities. But it seems like ultimately at the end of it all, you're still holding on to whatever it is you wanted to hold on to, right? You still have that which you feared losing. It's still yours. Yeah, so I'm seeing a situation here where someone might go the extra mile to make sure that something is not taken away from them. And it's going this extra mile that might be unnecessary because, in truth, no one was ever thinking about taking anything away from them. The example that is coming to mind is someone who believes that others are upset at them, and because of that, they send out emails or texts apologizing or explaining themselves, right? Trying to make amends before even receiving confirmation that anybody is in actuality upset with them, right? Only to realize after they send these long emails and text messages or DMs that no, nobody was upset with them. Nobody took offense to what they said, or nobody even noticed whatever the person who sent the emails and the text messages was worrying about. Right? So I feel like the advice for a lot of you is to not get carried away, especially by assumptions, maybe by the heat of the moment. It's because your worries or maybe fears might end up convincing you of something that isn't really the case, or might end up nudging you to take action that you don't really need to take, that isn't necessary. Right? So if you ever feel in a rush or you ever feel anxious to take some kind of action, just take a moment, a brief moment to go within and contemplate on whether you really need to take this action now, or whether taking this sort of action, making these assumptions, is you getting ahead of yourself, you letting your fears or worries run away with you. Because as mentioned before, I feel that you are safe, and that was the message at the beginning, right? Nice, safe. Yeah, if you're worried about having messed up or done something wrong, the good news for you is you haven't. You haven't messed up. You haven't done anything wrong. I don't believe anyone is upset with you currently, or if there are some misunderstandings right now, they will end up being cleared up. If you feel like you have stepped out of line or said or did something that was misconstrued or just didn't come out or come through the right way how you intended, you will get an opportunity to clear the air, clear the misunderstanding, or to rectify, maybe explain yourself. We do have the word apology. So if you have been wanting to apologize, or if you have been wanting to talk it out with another, there will be an opportunity to do so. So if you're worried that a situation is unsolvable or that you completely messed up and there's no way to correct things, the good news is that that isn't true, because there will be an opportunity for you to either make amends, start over, maybe start over with someone, or to rectify. You will be getting a second opportunity if that is what you've been wanting, or if that is what you feel you need, a second opportunity or a chance to explain yourself. But as mentioned before, I do see you winning something. I do see you being let know that you haven't lost something that you truly value, that it's still yours. We do have the number 19 here, which reminds me of the 19th major arcane of the deck, which is the Sun card. And the Sun card indicates optimism, happiness, as well as success. So, a specific message for some of you. There's nothing wrong with being and feeling happy about achieving success or having won. You don't have to feel guilty about winning, about being successful, achieving success, or even doing well. It is fine if you wish to or would want to share this joy with others, or if you would have wanted for everybody to win, but there is no need for you to feel guilty about your blessings, about your wins. Now, if there was someone who didn't take well to losing or not getting what they wanted, and because of it, they behaved inappropriately or they said things that weren't very nice, then this person will be coming through with an apology. Okay, but I want to reveal the card that is on the back of the message that is on the back of the card that you were drawn to. And we have try to see only love in any situation, person, and in yourself, love wins. So we have the word win in the message itself. Yeah, so there could be some apologies that will be extended, or if you have been wanting to apologize to someone, you will get an opportunity to do so. And I feel like this apology is going to be received well, because I do see you making amends with another. And if you did end up behaving in a certain way that you're not very proud of, remember what the message says. Try to see only love in any situation, person, and in yourself. Remember that you are human, right? And we sometimes behave in ways that we are not very proud of, but that doesn't mean that we deserve to be rejected by ourselves or to be hated by ourselves, when instead we can have compassion and understanding for ourselves and just aim to improve or just show up differently the next time around, right? And remember, love wins. I don't know what your point of view or opinion on the matter is, but what is coming through here based on the messages is that winning isn't all that there is, and sometimes it's not worth fighting with friends over a win, over a victory. You don't have to lose a friendship over wanting to win an argument, a competition, a game, or having the last word. If you let competitiveness or pride get in the way of you making amends with a friend or another, or pride and competitiveness was getting in the way of you and another working things out, then the good news is that you and or this person or people will set your pride and or competitiveness aside for each other. Love, friendship, camaraderie, or good sportsmanship even will win at the end of the day. Also, someone might be asking you to come back, right? This could be an old employer who is reaching out to you, offering you your old job, your old position back. If it's not an employer, it could be a teammate, maybe someone who you lived with, who's asking you to come back to live with them. But because I was mentioning apologies, someone may just be reaching out to you with an apology, right? So if you've been hoping for that, if you've been wanting to hear back from somebody, or if you have been wanting someone to come through with an apology, then good news, you will be receiving that apology. This person will be reaching out to you and they will be letting you know that they miss you or that they need you. So if you've been wondering whether someone has been missing you, if you've been wondering whether you were an asset maybe to a company, to a workplace, if what you did mattered, if what you contributed made a difference, a positive difference, or it was a value, you're receiving your confirmation that yes, it made a positive difference, it is a value, you were an asset, and you are missed, right? And this may be true for those of you who currently do have a job, or those of you who are part of a team, right? Or who are currently in healthy relationships. You will be receiving confirmation that you are valued. Your efforts are valued. That is some good news that you may also or can also look forward to. Okay, but this is what is coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you are new to this channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings if you are interested. All the information to that is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. To all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, thank you so much for that, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to my spirit team and your spirit guides for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. Thank you so very much, and I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending on when you are watching, and until the next moment. Bye bye. Hello, if you selected card número 2, bienvenidos to your reading. So when meditating on the energy of this group, the message reaching an agreement came to mind. So if you have been undergoing some negotiations, or you have been going back and forth with another, not being able to meet eye to eye, the good news for you guys is that soon you will be meeting eye to eye, reaching an agreement, or coming to some understanding. Right? You will be meeting each other halfway. Okay, but I'm going to reveal the message that is on the back of the card that you were drawn to nearing the end of your reading. First, I'm going to draw out cards from different decks to take a look at what is the good news that you will be receiving soon. Okay, and we have the Four of Cups. And the card that flipped over is Intoxicated with Hypnotized, number 58, and the message, a situation may make you feel intoxicated, not literally, but mentally and emotionally. Be sure to not get lured into any illusions. Interesting. And for your last card, we have 27 with Swamp Angel, and the key phrases nuisance, provocation, gossip, hassle, freeloading, and opportunism. Okay, so interesting how I was talking about negotiations at the start of your reading, because I feel like this is exactly what you guys are being advised to negotiate. If currently you're being presented with an offer, and the offer is not exactly to your liking, you're being advised to not settle. Or, this is a better way to put it. If you have recently been presented with an offer or options, and what you see so far, what you've been presented with so far is not to your liking, it's just you're not feeling it, it's not exactly what you're looking for, then the good news is this isn't all that there is, right? There are more options, or there is more to this offer. You can get more from this offer. So the advice for you is to not settle, to, if it's possible, if it's made available, to negotiate for more, or negotiate for that which you are looking for, right? With the Intoxicated card, you're being advised to not get lured into settling. Yeah, because I feel like someone could or will do their hardest to give you the bare minimum, right? All of a sudden I thought of a seller who is only interested in selling this one product, regardless of what the customer wants. Not because that's the only product in stock, but it's the product that they will get a commission for, right? That's just an example that is coming to mind, but it sort of gives this vibe of don't let yourself be convinced so easily. Like someone might be doing their hardest to sell you something or to get you to settle for something, or they could simply be attempting to get you to say yes to something. right? Seeing if you fall for it the first time, if you say yes to it the first time that you're offered it. If you do, well, that's that. They got their commission, they were able to get that product off of the shelf, sell it, meet their quota, close the deal, etc. But if you decide to negotiate, then they will have no other option but to negotiate, right? If you decide to ask questions, that then they will have no other option but to answer your questions or possibly meet your request of seeing what other items are in stock or what other models are available or what more can be offered to you. So yeah, if you're wondering, is this all that there is? And you're feeling pretty upset at the notion that, yeah, maybe this is all that there is, then the good news is that no, this isn't all that there is. There is more, right? And if you ask, if you push, then you will be shown that something more. So it seems like at the end of it all, at the end of the day, at the end of the situation, you will be getting something that will be to your liking or will be exactly what it is that you were looking for. Okay, I do see you at the end of it all being pleased with the results, with the outcome, or whatever it is that you're saying yes to, whatever it is that you are accepting and are receiving. I keep thinking of like an item, an object, like a model, a specific model. I don't know why I thought of specifically of like a Kindle or an e-reader. There's like different versions of an e-reader. Like there's the basic model and then there's like more expensive models with higher specs and whatnot. Yeah, so this could be a situation where maybe you don't know all the models that are out there. You don't know all of the versions. And so you don't know the potential, like the full potential of this one item or product or piece of technology until you're shown, right? Until you keep looking, you keep pushing, asking for more information, and you discover the one that you're looking for, the version or the model that is exactly what you were looking for. Yeah, if this is about you doing your own research, like you and like looking up online what is out there, what is in store, what is in the market. If let's say you are looking for a specific item, then I do see you at the end getting exactly that which will meet all of your expectations. And if this is not about an item or an object, again, it could be in regards to a deal, sealing a deal that you're happy with, that you don't feel like you're settling for, or you in a way downgrade it to get it. Or this could be about like a job opportunity, a job offer, a job position, right? Apply it how it suits your situation the best. That is, of course, if the underlying message is resonating with you. Yeah, so if you have been looking for a while, let's say if you're looking for jobs and so far nothing is catching is what I heard, or you haven't been able to catch like a good job offer and you're wondering, well, is this leading anywhere? Am I going to hit the jackpot anytime soon? The good news is that soon you will. You will be, I heard, hitting the nail right on the head, or just finding that or getting that job offer that is going to meet a lot of the things that you were looking for in a job. Yes, but I want to reveal the message that is on the back of the card that you were drawn to. So we have release worry, know that everything is going to be all right. Yeah, so I don't know if some of you are currently worrying about not coming across as something that will be to your liking or that will end up meeting, if not your expectations, it could be your standards. If so, know that there is no need to worry. You can release these worries or concerns of yours in regard to this matter because everything will be all right. Meaning you will come into alignment with something that would just almost be perfect for you, or will be exactly what you need or what it is that you've been looking for. Now, I noticed that we have two illustrations of eyes in your spread. So illustrations of eyes or of an eye could be of significance. Eyes make me think of obtaining clarity, having clarity, or becoming aware. So if this is about spotting that which you want, you're spotting it. If this is about seeing if something is amiss, if something is not quite right, then you're seeing it, you're noticing it, right? So I don't see you overlooking any crucial details, especially if you're looking over contracts or you're making negotiations. So another good news I see for you guys is that in the coming days, anything that is trying to confuse you won't be able to confuse you. Like sketchy wording or phrasing in a contract, it won't end up going over your head. You will catch it. Anything that doesn't add up, you will notice it. You will catch it, right? That's why you're being let know and release all worries. You got this. You are going to be all right. Yeah, but there is this overall feeling of you getting exactly what you wanted or you getting exactly what you need. Whatever it is that you currently need. Maybe you need a specific tool for school or for work and you're looking for the best tool available. And if that is the case, you're getting the best tool available on the market that is in your budget. Right? But if this is about an offer, you're getting the best offer available, again, in the market currently. But if there's something that you want, if there's something in mind that you want, you're getting it. So that's the good news for you guys. Yeah, and you will be catching any lies. I was about to say lines, right? So that could be the case too, like false promises or any sketchiness. You will be catching it. Anyone that's trying to sell you something just to meet some kind of quota, but not really helping you out in finding what you need, you will notice it. You will catch it. Yeah, so this lets me know that at the end of it all, you will be receiving the assistance that you need. Again, I keep repeating this, but I do see you getting exactly what it is that you need or what you want. But the stone or crystal tiger's eye could be of significance. You might have a tiger's eye pendant. If you do, know that it's working very well with you, and it's doing an amazing job at protecting you, protecting your energy, and deflecting unwanted energy. If it's not the tiger's eye, then it could be the, I know this is not what it's actually called, but a lot of people refer to it as the evil eye pendant, or anything that is known to be a protective amulet. Yes, but see, butterflies could be of importance. Also, white feather birds or doves could be an important symbol or sign. The element of fire or fire signs, fire seasons, which will be Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries season, could be of significance. The number 27 in and of itself could be of significance, or the 27th of a month could be an important date. But I know I mentioned in the coming days, and that's very vague in general. So to give you a more specific time frame, I'm seeing in the next, I was about to say the next 4 days, but it feels more like the next 4 weeks. Within the next 4 weeks, this energy will remain true for you, what I just described in this reading. What did I just heard in my mind, you're getting the handle of a situation, but it feels more like you taking charge of a situation, or you overseeing or gaining the upper hand in a situation, right? So if you were in some kind of like business negotiation and you found out that some people were making dealings or negotiations without you, then in the coming days, within the next 4 weeks, you're getting involved, right? So there's no secrecy. There's no more of people making negotiations on the side, you being unawares, or there's no more of you being skipped over. No, you're being made aware of, or you're aware of everything that is going on, like all the negotiations that are being made, all the dealings. You're very much involved, and it feels like you're kind of overseeing the whole thing, right? Nothing is getting past you. Nothing is getting past you. Nothing is going over your head. I keep looking at the person in the Four of Cups and it looks like this giant. Like they're this giant. And so literally they have this bird's eye view, this higher perspective on everything that is happening below. They see everything. And so you're this person who is like seeing everything. Nothing is getting past you in the coming days. Yeah, so if you felt like something was getting out of hand, out of your control, it seems like you're resuming management over this thing. Yeah, and you're coming through as very prepared, right? Or people are noticing, like people who you are making negotiations with especially, they're noting or they're realizing that you mean business. Like you are someone who knows your stuff, or you're not one who is easily tricked or easily deceived or fooled. And so you are someone to take seriously, because messing with you would be a huge mistake. That's how you're coming through. As someone respectable, as someone who means business, as someone who knows their stuff, or is just very observant, very prepared, or very intuitive, instinctive, intuitive as well. Yeah. Oh, and this might be a silly message, but again, only take that which resonates. If there has been a fly or mosquito problem wherever you are currently located, you will find a solution to that. Maybe a mosquito repellent that is actually going to work and that isn't uncomfortable for you to wear or put on yourself or just to have around. Or you could be purchasing something like a mosquito net, or maybe in the coming days, there will be no mosquitoes, there will be no flies. And so you will get a much needed break from them. I also see some decluttering going on. So in the coming days, you might feel this urge to clean, declutter, and organize your space. And I see this being good news for those of you who have been wanting to do some cleaning, some reorganizing. Yeah, because you will be getting the time to do so, or you will just get the inspiration to do so and just get that done, get that over with. Also, pay attention to your dreams in the coming days, within the next 4 weeks, or the next 4 days, within the next 4 days more specifically, because your dreams will be providing you or offering you a lot of insight, maybe in regards to a matter that you are currently worrying about or feeling a bit confused about. Yeah, you will be having a lot of telling dreams. I also see the potential of you experiencing or having prophetic dreams. So if you wake up remembering what it is that you dreamt and you feel inspired or called to write down your dreams or write down some aspects of your dreams, then please do so, because they might end up serving you at some later point, or you might end up referring back to these notes. But I see your dreams providing you with insight, reassurance, answers, solutions, or with clues, things to look out for, possibly. If there is a specific concern or situation that has been on your mind, plaguing you, keeping you up at night, or distracting you from your work, studies, or day-to-day activities, the good news for you is that soon you won't need to concern yourselves over this. This matter or issue will get resolved on its own, or soon you will be provided with an answer or solution to it. Yeah, I see you being offered or presented with an alternative option or solution. This solution or alternative option approach might come to you, I was going to say like a brain fart, but it might come to you unexpectedly. It might be like a eureka kind of moment. And once it comes to you, or once you are presented with this solution, with this approach, then that's it. Your mind completely drops the worry, or it stops ruminating on the problem, the situation, the issue, etc. Right? So I see you experiencing relief almost instantaneously. Also, if you recently ordered something online and you're waiting for it to come in for you to receive it, and while you're waiting, you're wondering whether you will end up liking what you ordered, whether it will end up satisfying you, whether you will be happy with your purchase, then the good news for you is that you will. You will be very happy with your purchase. I see you being pretty satisfied and content as well. Oh, by the way, if you watch a lot of pick-a-cards on YouTube, And you often have trouble selecting a group because you feel drawn to all the groups or options available, or you never really feel drawn to one. Or it's often the case that you select a group, but it doesn't end up resonating with you, and you kind of have to watch all of them or skip through all of them to find a group that resonates with you. Then in the coming days, you will find it easier to select or pick a group, and or the groups that you will end up selecting will end up resonating with you from the get-go, right? And I do also see you coming across readings that will be providing you with a lot of helpful insight or guidance or perspectives. Yes, but these are all the messages coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you are new to this channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. To all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, thank you so much for that, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to my spirit team and your spirit guides for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. Thank you so very much, and I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending on when you are watching. And until the next moment, bye bye. Hello, if you selected card número 3, bienvenidos to your reading. So there were so many different messages coming through when meditating on the energy of this group. First, the word West kept popping up in my mind. And then I started receiving a lot of words that started with the letter W. So the letter W or a name that starts with the letter W could be of significance. Some of you may live on the west side of a city, of a town, or you might be from the West, or someone who is from the West or is coming from the West could be playing a significant role in your life, maybe in the delivery of the good news that you will be receiving soon, or they may be part of the good news that you will be receiving soon. But apart from this, I was getting messages about you discussing a plan with another. I do recall that I did receive the phrase or the expression, hear me out, right? So if you have been wanting someone to bounce ideas off of, then the good news is there will be someone who you can bounce your ideas off of. There will be someone who will lend you a listening ear for you to discuss your plans, or as you brainstorm, or if you've been wanting someone to vent to, someone who you can vent with, and the good news is you will have someone to vent to or vent with pretty soon. Oh, but for those of you who are kickstarting a business, or what you've been wanting is an opportunity to present a business idea of yours, you will be getting such an opportunity, right? Maybe what you are looking for is investors or sponsors. So if that is the case, the good news is you either will be invited to a convention or a fair, like somewhere where you can present your idea to many potential investors, sponsors, where you can network possibly, or where you can talk with like-minded individuals, with peers about what you're working on, or just talk with them about what you're interested in, and maybe receive advice or receive helpful information via your conversations with them. But if it's not a convention, then you might get the chance to have a one-on-one interaction or conversation meeting with a potential investor or client, sponsor, or collaborator, maybe business partner. Could even be an employee or teammate. But what else? Also, if you've had an idea for a creative endeavor, for a project, for a business, and it's just been sitting in your mind, you haven't really had the time to flesh it out, you will be getting the time or the opportunity to do so very soon. But what I'm sensing in specific is you will be receiving the support or the motivation to flesh out this idea, to expand on it. So if you're someone who needs encouragement, for example, to pursue a vision, an idea that you have, or a dream, then you're getting it. For others of you, this could be about accountability. Maybe to start or to continue and complete a project, you do need, or it does help for you to have someone that holds you accountable, right? And if that is the case, then the good news is there will be someone willing and very ready to hold you accountable, to like check in with you, to encourage you, to motivate you to keep on going. And that will ultimately end up with you completing this project, seeing it through. So that's good news. Yeah, because I'm sensing all of a sudden the energy of victory, like, yes, I finished this, I saw this through. But this could also be about you working with the team. So if you are someone who works better with others, then you will find your team, find people who you can work with. What else? Yes, as I was meditating on the energy of this group, I felt warmth on my face, especially on the area of my mouth, as if someone were like sitting right in front of me. Like their face was up against my face and the warmth was their breath, me feeling their breath. I know it's strange, but that's sort of what I experienced. So this could be referring to closeness, to proximity, physical proximity, or just you getting close to another, you becoming intimate with another. It could be physically intimate, but doesn't have to be. This could just be about like emotional intimacy, being vulnerable with another, getting to know another in a more intimate way. So if you've been wanting to hear from someone that you've been missing, someone that you've been wondering about, the good news is you will be hearing directly from them, or you will be hearing of them, like news about them, good news about them pretty soon. Yes, but that's all that is coming through. So I'm going to now move on to the rest of the cards, and the card that you were drawn to, I will reveal the message on the back of it nearing the end of your reading. So I'm just going to set it aside and I'm going to start pulling out the rest of the cards. Oh, that was fast. Okay. Wow, we have the star. So the star is associated with the zodiac sign Aquarius. You may be an Aquarius sun, moon, or rising sign, or you may have Aquarius in your 7th house, or Aquarius season could be of significance. If it's Aquarius season at the time that you are watching this, or Aquarius season is coming up, then expect good things this season. We have gentle with words, quiet expression number 30, and the expression be gentle with how you speak. A moment in time could use your tender tongue right now. Secrets may also need to be held in to protect any potential unwanted exposure. It's interesting how this card showed up as I was talking about or telling you guys to expect good things from this Aquarius season, because I wanted to expand further on that, like what good things, but then nothing, my mind just went completely blank. Nothing else was coming through. And I immediately thought like, oh, this is supposed to be a secret. Like whatever good things are happening in Aquarius season are supposed to be a secret. And then this card showed up. So yeah, it seems like you're about to experience some good surprise. And that's like the good news for some of you guys, that you are about to receive or experience a really good surprise, but it's meant to be a surprise. So we're not given much information about what the surprise is in regards to or what it is, because then it will no longer be a surprise. But I'm noticing this ring right here, and it's really standing out to me. Rings make me think of promises, commitments, contracts, engagements. So when I placed the Gentle with Words card next to the Star card, I immediately thought of an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, or of a hush-hush project, right? Like right now, we're working on this project, but we're not sharing it with anybody because it's meant to be a surprise, or we want for it to have a huge impact when it is announced, when it is launched. So right now we're keeping it on the down low. So because I spoke of sponsors, investors, if you've been seeking some kind of deal, right, like a deal with a sponsor, with an investor, or if you've been wanting for someone to take take you on. That sounds a bit weird, but what I meant is if, for example, you have an idea, but in order to develop this idea, in order to bring it to life, you do need the assistance of another. Maybe you do need an investor, maybe you do need funds, or you do need like a platform or specific tools or someone to collaborate with you to bring this idea to life. Then the good news is that either you will be finding this person or this person will be finding you, will be reaching out to you to help you out, to bring this idea to life, to make it happen, right? And I see this being good news that you are keeping on the down low, right? Because I get this feeling that you will end up working on a project, on a big project. That is, if you aren't already working on this project, but you won't let a lot of people know about the fact that you are working on this project because it's meant to be a surprise. Right? If it's not a project, this could be about a deal. This could be about the fact that you have gotten contracted, that you have maybe received a job offer or you got the job. Because this doesn't even feel like you receiving an offer. It feels more like you have it. You have it in the bag. It's already yours. Right? Or it's already in the works, it's already happening, or it's gonna happen. It's like if this energy isn't what you're currently experiencing right now, it's what will be happening in the near future. What I'm seeing here is the future, right? So it doesn't seem like a potential. I mean, it could be a potential future, right? Because nothing is set in stone, but this feels very certain. Like this is the future of the timeline that you're currently on. And so what I see is you working on a project that you're very excited about and that you will keep on the hush hush on the down low for a while as you're working on it, and then will reveal to others when it's time, or you keeping quiet about the fact that you gotten the job or you gotten contracted somewhere, that you got some kind of deal, maybe like a label deal for some of you guys, and you're just waiting for the right time to expose it, to share it with others. Because again, it's meant to be a surprise. So it sort of feels like it's you who is delivering the good news, right? It's you who has the good news and it's about to share it with others very soon. But if this isn't currently your case, your situation, or your energy, then this is the good news for you, which is that you will be in this energy very soon. You will be the deliverer of good news. You will have good news to share with others. But we have bump on a log with number 40, lazing around, loafing, inertia, false start, non-response, and disinterest. Yeah, so if you have experienced a lot of false starts in the past, like people reach out to you showing interest in whatever you're doing, showing interest in working with you and investing in your ideas, but then there's no follow-up. They sort of fall off the face of the earth and you never hear from them again, or, nothing really gets off the ground, then things are about to change. And maybe that's the reason why you're keeping something on the hush-hush, because you have experienced a lot of false starts in the past. And so you don't want to get too ahead of yourself and share something beforehand. Maybe what you want to do this time around is have the results of what you have been working on, right? So maybe first, you want to make sure that this is leading somewhere, that this is concrete, it's solid, before you share it, before you announce it. And I understand, I totally get it. And I think you're being let know, yeah, that's the way to go, because also that will serve with you receiving less distractions, right? With you being able to focus more on the work itself, completing it, getting it done, and maintaining some kind of momentum. Because oftentimes, not always the case, but sometimes when we share, and it's interesting because I was going on and on about sharing your plans, right? But when we share our plans with a lot of people, when we keep talking about what we're going to do, we invest more energy in talking about it than actually working on the thing, doing the thing. Or we kind of fool our brain in believing that we already did the thing by simply talking about it, so that when we do need to do the work, we don't feel as motivated or encouraged to actually put in the work to complete the thing. right? So if you've ever experienced that in the past where you talked a lot about what you were going to do, but then you didn't feel as motivated or stimulated to put in the work to do the thing, then it seems like this time around you're taking a different approach. And what I'm seeing, especially with the star card, is that this time around, because you're taking a different approach, you're getting different results. And because you are being patient, you are seeing how things are unfolding, you are waiting for responses, for actual responses from people that could end up being potential collaborators, sponsors, investors, etc. You're also getting different results, right? Because I feel like this time around you're seeking confirmation. It's like, before you keep promising things to me, confirm to me that this is actually what you want, that you actually have a plan yourself to see this through with me, or that you're actually serious. Because if you're not, then let me take back my time and my energy and invest it somewhere else that is taking me or will take me seriously. Yeah, so you sort of mean business. Now you're cutting to the chase, or you're being more direct. But I see this approach, if this is now your approach, serving you well, giving you better results. Because as mentioned before, I do see you having good news to share. I do see you getting an offer, or you working on a project, working with another, or being able to further develop an idea of yours, or proceed with the project, with the development of a project. But if this is something about you having applied somewhere and you've been waiting to hear back from this place to know if you've been accepted, then I do see you hearing good news. But I do sense a process, right? Because as mentioned, I feel like you're waiting to see some kind of guarantee, some kind of certainty. You're waiting to see that things actually are progressing, moving forward, that they are leading somewhere before you decide to announce it, to share it, or before you yourself decide to allow yourself to feel excited about this, or just believe in this wholeheartedly. Yeah, because there's this feeling of holding off a bit. And so this could be a situation where if you are applying somewhere, or you're applying to jobs or to places, you get an offer, you get accepted, but you do have to go through an application process, which could be pretty lengthy, could have a lot of steps to it. And so as you're moving forward, as you're moving along, getting closer and closer to the final step, that's when you're feeling more and more reassured that, yeah, this is happening for you, and that you will be able to share the good news that you got this job, that you have been accepted pretty soon. But for the meanwhile, you're just seeing things through. And I do see an unfoldment. I do see things developing. I do see you getting it. Because we do have the star card, which is a card that indicates wish fulfillment. It's also a card that can indicate hope and faith and optimism, as well as healing. The star card can also represent creativity. So if you have been experiencing a creative blockage, or if you took a break from creating, a break from producing ideas maybe, if not creations or content, then it seems like you'll soon be making a comeback, resuming your work, or getting back to creating. Maybe some of you took a break because you were experiencing a creative blockage, or you were losing motivation, or you were lacking the energy to create. Maybe you were going through a bit of a slump. If that is the case, I do see you getting your spunk back, your inspiration back, and this creative blockage being a thing of the past. So I do see you overcoming this creative blockage, or just getting out of this slump, in other words. Yeah, and actually some of you might have gotten out of a slump and then started working silently behind the scenes. Or maybe while you were going through this slump, you still were, whenever you felt inspired, creating or producing or thinking of ideas. And it seems like pretty soon you will be sharing with others what you were working on, or you will be further expanding on these like ideas that were coming to you at different moments, at different times, right? And creating something from them. And because the star card can also indicate popularity, I do see you garnering positive attention from your new creations, from your new ideas, or from your ideas. Yeah, I feel like some of you went through it seems like a subtle transformation behind the scenes. And while you were going through this transformation, you could have been experiencing this slump, or you could have been feeling a bit under the weather, not as inspired, because you were like the caterpillar in the chrysalis, right? You were like the bear during hibernation, like getting ready to then break out of the chrysalis as the beautiful butterfly, getting ready to rise from the winter season fully restored with new vigor, a new outlook, a new perspective as well. Because I already said this, but I do see you transformed. I do see you coming back with a new energy, with a fresh look, a brand new style. There could have been some kind of reinvention going on, reinventing maybe of yourself or of a business. It could even be a channel, because the star card is making me think of social media. So some of you may have a social media presence. If so, I do see you garnering attention. It's very interesting. It's going to be very subtle. It almost feels maybe unexpected. Maybe you didn't see it coming, or others didn't see it coming. And so when it happens, it's going to feel a bit unexpected. You becoming very popular, right? Or you getting your first big break, for example. Because I also thought of a callback, like someone who's been auditioning for roles and then now they got the part, and how it happened was so unexpected. It was a bit, I wouldn't say underwhelming, but it was somewhat subtle. Maybe it's coming through as subtle because not a lot of people know about it. Like it's not being publicized, or there wasn't a lot of hype around it. For example, just as an example, let's say person A is an aspiring actor, and for a while now they've been auditioning for acting roles, and every time they have auditioned for a role, they let all their friends and their family know, like, oh, there's this role that I'm auditioning for and I feel like I'm really going to get it, I really want it. And so everybody's in the know-how about this specific audition. And so because they know, there's a lot of hype around it, there's a lot of attention on it. But this time around it's different, because this time around person A decided not to tell anybody that they're auditioning for this role. They just went to audition for it. Maybe their agent or their manager knows, or just their closest friend knows, but that's it. Nobody else knows about it. And so there isn't a lot of hype or attention on it. So when they do end up getting the call back, when they do end up receiving the news that they got the role, when they end up showing up on their first day on set, not a lot of people know. And so when person A finally tells their family during dinner that, oh, well, yeah, they actually got a part, then everybody is taken aback. Like, what? When did this happen? So that could be the situation here. But if you are on social media, this could be something like you taking people by surprise, because what you're coming up with, what you're sharing this time around is very different from your usual content. Or maybe you're coming in literally with a new look after people not having seen you in a while online, and that's taking people by surprise, but it's also capturing the attention of, those who were following you and of new people. Or this could be a situation where the changes that you are making or your transformations are so subtle that people are not able to catch on to them or catch them right away until much, much later. But even though people are not able to pinpoint them right away, they still feel like something is different. And they know that something is different because the response to whatever you're doing is different. It's a lot more positive is how it's coming through. Like you are starting to get more attention. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe it could be like your subtle confidence, self-assuredness is what is attracting more people. Or again, just subtle changes that you have made to something. It may even be changes that you yourself haven't become aware of because they came to you so naturally. It happened so organically while you were going through this transformation, while you were going through this reinvention. But like I said, some of you may literally be reinventing a business, maybe rebranding. You may have actually taken the time to come up with a new look. And if that is the case, the good news is that this new look, this reinvention, this rebranding is garnering positive attention. I also see something about you like polishing your skills behind the scenes, you honing your skills, developing your craft behind the scenes, and it's giving you positive results. You are receiving a response, like a positive response from this. And gentle with words makes me think of a hidden wish, like a secret wish. And because the star card can speak of wish fulfillments, a hidden wish of yours is going to be fulfilled. And it could even be a wish that you've sort of given up on, or you've kind of left in the back burner of your mind. Again, maybe you weren't expecting for it to be fulfilled anytime soon or at all. And then voila, it's granted. Now, because I did mention intimacy, I did mention like a relationship, a connection. If there is someone who has been feeling distant, like, how could I phrase this? Okay, so for some, I see this being the case of a secret admirer, you having a secret admirer. But if you've been sensing that someone feels a certain way about you, that someone has feelings towards you, but you're not so sure because this person hasn't said anything to you, they haven't confessed to you, or at times they seem a bit distant, or they're not very vocal about their feelings, they're not very loud when it comes to their expressions, like they're not very forthcoming, let's say. The good news is that this person is interested in you, so your senses are correct. It's just that this person's way of expressing their emotions, their feelings might be very different from what you are accustomed to. Because if you're accustomed to like big gestures of love, for example, this person expresses their love in a more silent, subtle way, right? Maybe through acts of services or through noticing little details about you. Like you cut your hair and they notice it, they comment on it, they compliment you about it, or they remember what you said like 3 months ago. They remember what you like. They get you what you like your favorite snack. They're very considerate. They might not scream their affections for you at the top of their lungs while they're standing on the roof of a building, but they do write you little like love notes or letters, or they text you every morning. They make sure that you're okay. They give you words of affirmation, that sort of thing. Like I see someone being more subtle in their way of expressing their love or their affection. But because we do have the bump on a log card, I do see someone kind of giving mixed signals and signs at times because their way of expressing themselves is so different. Because we do have Aquarius here, it's making me think of an Aquarius moon, which is seen as a placement that describes a personality that processes their emotions through logic rather than feeling. Like they're a little bit more logical. And so because of this, they oftentimes appear cool or aloof, distant. So that could be the situation here where someone feels a bit aloof or distant because they process their emotions differently. They're a lot more logical, more rational. They're not that like overly sentimental, but that doesn't mean that they can't be romantic. They might be, but in their own unique way. So yeah, if you feel like you've been receiving mixed signals and signs from someone because they are so cool and aloof, and you're wondering, but are they really interested in me? Do they have feelings for me? Because I sense that they do. Like they show me that they do, but they're not as expressive. And so the answer to your question, or the good news, is that yes, they are interested in you. They have much affection and care and love for you. It's just that they might either be an Aquarius moon or they're a little bit more logical. They might also be a little, I wouldn't say they're detached from their emotions, but again, they might just process their emotions a little bit differently, or they could just have trouble expressing their feelings to another. It might just take them some time to open up, or to feel safe enough to delve into something like physical intimacy, like physical touch. Because I also see this being someone who might not be very touchy. Their love language might not be physical touch, and that might be another reason why sometimes they might seem a little bit distant. Because they do like their space, or maybe they're not very comfortable with like physical public displays of affection. But if they're not very comfortable with that, that doesn't mean that if they're not holding your hand or hugging you or kissing you in public, that they don't love you, care for you, or like you. It's just that they might not be comfortable with PDA. Or this might be someone who it takes some time for them to open up. It takes some time for them to feel close enough and safe enough with someone to be able to engage in something like physical proximity, physical touch, or even PDA. Interesting messages. I feel like this is more a what you need to know type of reading, rather than good news. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe some of you needed to hear that. If it's the case that who I've been describing, it's more a descriptor of you, then the good news for you guys, I don't know if this is something that you will see as good news, but what is coming through is you're receiving reassurance or confirmation or validation that there are different ways of expressing love. Yeah, that some people are comfortable with certain expressions of love that other people might not be comfortable with, but that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with either person. It's just that we all receive and demonstrate affection, if not love, affection in different ways. So if you've been seeking someone who understands you, someone who is considerate of how you express love, of your boundaries as well, know that you will be coming into alignment with someone who is very, very considerate and very patient as well. Because if you are someone who takes your time to open up and who needs to interact with someone before being able to open up to them, then you will be meeting or connecting with someone who will be willing to and wanting to interact with you, spend time with you, quality time with you, and get to know you and open up to you so that you can get to know them, so that you can form that bond of trust and familiarity first, right? Or so that can be established first. If you've been yearning or wanting a soft love or very specific love, a very specific romance, connection, relationship, and you're wondering, is it possible? Will I ever be able to meet someone who yearns for the same things that I yearn in a relationship, or who I can experience this kind of relationship with? The answer to your question is yes. Good news for you is yes. There are other people out there who crave for the same thing that you crave in a relationship, and who are looking for the same thing that you are looking for in a relationship. And it's very, very likely that you will come across someone who you can experience the type of relationship that you long for. Yeah, I'm seeing someone, or I'm sensing someone with a soft voice, like someone who is very intentional with their words and who doesn't need to scream or raise their voice to get their point across. They are very gentle in the way that they speak, but also commanding. They're also very gentle in the way that they move, very intentional as well. I'm also seeing someone artistic, but highly intellectual, someone who might be interested in both the sciences and the arts. Yeah, they might have like a doctorate degree in maths and sciences, but they might have an artistic hobby, something along those lines. Oh, and because we have words here, some of you may be creative writers. Yeah, and again, if you have been experiencing a creative blockage, where you haven't been able to write recently, that creative blockage will be removed. I see you writing again. Or you experiencing something like a spurt of inspiration, right? So like maybe you're taking a nap, you're sleeping, and then all of a sudden an idea comes to you without you needing to force anything, without you needing to put effort. An idea comes to you and you immediately wake up and start writing. Yeah, so I'm seeing a lot less effort, right? A lot less forcing going on here, and you experiencing productivity, like you getting productive, you producing. Yeah, because we have a bump on a log, and I mentioned something about accountability. Yeah, if you've been needing that sort of like accountability, someone to keep you in line and check, you will be finding that person, and it's someone who won't make you feel bad about, forgetting things or getting off track. It's just someone who will remind you, like, hey, focus, you're getting distracted. Hey, how about that project? Right? So it's a very caring, compassionate, understanding individual who is keeping you accountable, but who also means business, right? They won't let you make excuses for yourself or for not getting the work done. Okay, but I want to reveal the message that is on the card that you were drawn to. And we have, you can be, do, and have anything you want. The world doesn't have to demonstrate it for you to know it. Yeah, so you're seeing your true potential. I love how this cup is overflowing because it reminds me of the Ace of Cups, which is a card that indicates new beginnings in love, new relationships. It's also a card that indicates emotional fulfillment, right? So yeah, and inspiration, creativity. So yeah, if you've been lacking inspiration, you're getting your inspiration back. I see you being very inspired, you having many ideas, and not only having ideas, but also having the motivation to get working on these ideas. I also see you being full of life. And this sounds, I was about to say full of yourself, but I didn't mean it with a negative connotation. I meant it more like you feeling yourself, like you feeling full, you feeling whole, like you feeling complete, you feeling like yourself. So if you have been feeling out of sorts, then that is about to change. The good news for you is that you will be feeling a little bit more like yourself, more centered, more grounded, more present, and more sure, clear of what it is that you want to do, what you want to work on, what you want to focus on. You're also gaining clarity about your style or what resonates with you, what is a good representation of you. This could also have something to do with your artistic style, maybe your medium, like your favorite medium or the medium that you want to work with. Yeah, I like how we have the key and the keyhole because this makes me think of answers, success, unlocking doors of opportunity, also unlocking your mind, unlocking your imagination, unlocking ideas, unlocking answers, solutions. So if you feel like you've come across some dead end, soon you will realize that no, it's actually, this dead end is actually a door and you have a key to it. So you will be able to unlock it, open it, and get to the other side of that door. Continue on. Yeah, and it seems like you're starting to experience forward momentum. That's the good news, especially if you've been experiencing stagnancy or you felt like you've been stuck for a while. You're getting unstuck. I see hope, which is also what the star card represents. Hope, optimism. I see radical self-acceptance, self-love as well. Love and compassion, not only for yourself, but others as well. I also see love coming in. I see love and being in the cards in the near future for you. So if you're wondering whether there is a love out there for you, like a romantic love, a romantic story, there is. You might be feeling their energy in the coming days, or pretty soon you might start feeling the energy of the person who you will be entering into a romantic relationship with, or who you will establish an intimate connection with. And you might have like a psychic connection with this person, but this could be more so a situation where your energies are so aligned, they're so similar that you feel each other. You're able to connect in that psychic, energetic, telepathic way. Yes, but butterflies could be of significance, or moths, the color green. I'm also seeing crystals, amethyst, and emeralds could be of significance as well. The element fire, the element of water. So fire signs and water signs, and the zodiac sign Aquarius could be of significance. Fire signs are Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Water signs Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. I'm seeing we have 30 and 40, which makes me think of a decade. So maybe there was a decade of slow movement, slow progress, of silence, like not much going on. Maybe you took time off for a decade, or it could even be like 10 months. And now you're coming back. You're coming back stronger. You're coming back with a new energy, a new look, and you're receiving a warm welcoming. Or if you experience a long period of what might feel like nothing, or just slowness, like things dragging, like a lot of false starts, then it seems like this period is ending. What is next is forward movement. What is next is things getting off of the ground. Yeah, there's something about Aquarius, not just Aquarius season, but this doesn't make sense. I'm thinking of like an Aquarius return, but it could be like a Saturn return. Maybe some of you are experiencing your Saturn return or you're coming out of it. And as soon as you come out of it, that's when things start changing for you. That's when you start experiencing momentum or, receiving a lot of good news in multiple areas of life. Yeah, it feels like in the areas of life that you haven't experienced a lot of excitement or a lot of like forward movement, progress, or it's been like pretty quiet in those areas of life. Those are the areas of life that you're about to experience action, excitement, adventures in. Things are about to get going and get moving in those areas of life. For some of you, it could be career. For others of you, it could be love and relationships, or both. Oh, by the way, if you haven't been able to get restful sleep, the good news for you is you're about to get restful sleep or more time to rest. I do see you recovering hours of sleep, or maybe recovering from an ailment, or you just simply recovering your strength. Because I feel like recently some of you might have been feeling a bit sluggish, uninspired, maybe a bit discouraged, and that's about to change. You won't be feeling this way forever, or for the rest of the year, right? If the year hasn't come to an end yet, things will change before the year ends. If some of you have an ASMR channel, your ASMR channel will start getting more positive attention. Or if you offer content where you don't really speak, like where maybe you just show what you're doing, you add captions or subtitles, but you don't really speak in the video, then I see your content doing quite well, becoming quite popular actually. I'm also noticing jewelry. So some of you could create jewelry, or you could start a jewelry business, or a piece of jewelry that you're creating, or like a line of jewelry will be getting positive attention. And actually, if you do create something with your hands, if you do make something with your hands, there could be a creation of yours or a product that you created a while back that is now or soon will start getting a lot of like positive attention. It will become very popular. In general, something that you created in the past, if you are like a creator or an artist of sort, will be getting a lot of positive attention. Okay, but these are all the messages coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you're new to this channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. To all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, thank you so much for that, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to my spirit team and your spirit guides for assisting me with delivering these messages too. Thank you so very much, and I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending on when you are watching. And until the next moment, bye-bye. Hello, if you were drawn to card número 4, bienvenidos to your reading. So when meditating on the energy of this group, I saw in my mind's eye an image of a fish. So fishes, fishing, the sea, the ocean, marine biology could be of significance, or the zodiac sign Pisces. Pisces season could be of importance or relevance. But fishes make me think of blessings. It makes me think of, fishing, a nice catch, a good catch. So in the coming days, you might be getting or catching a good deal or offer, or when you're out shopping, maybe thrifting, you will be hitting the jackpot. Maybe finding an antique, or you will stumble upon something that you weren't expecting, but you're so happy, or you will be so happy to have stumbled upon it. It could be an item of clothing, a piece of furniture, maybe a book. Yeah, so I see you finding a good deal or getting lucky when you're out shopping. Could be in person or even online. But apart from this, I did receive hints about a meet cute or a reunion. So if you've been hoping to reunite with a loved one or someone who you've been missing, someone who you've been wondering about, then the good news is there will be a reunion between you and this person. or there will be an opportunity for you to reunite in person, meet up in person, and catch up. Or you will be stumbling upon someone who you haven't seen in a while, but you have good memories, fond memories of. Okay, but that's all that is coming through so far. So now I'm going to just set this card aside. I will reveal the message that is on the back of it near the end of your reading. But first I'm going to start with the tarot. So what the news? Oh my goodness, those just flew out. So we have the Two of Pentacles and we have the Justice card. Ooh, so the energy of balance is coming through strongly here. You might have recently been juggling multiple responsibilities, could even be jobs, or your mind has been juggling multiple concerns, worries, and it's getting pretty tiresome, or it has gotten pretty tiresome, or there could be multiple deadlines that you have to meet. But what I'm also seeing is there could be some indecision, some back and forth in regards to a decision or what to choose, what to go with, what to select when it comes to options. And if that is the case, the good news for you guys is that soon you will be making up your mind, or universe will be helping you with making a decision. So universe is going to come through and make it obvious to you what option is the most aligned with what you're looking for, what you're needing, or is of your highest good. Right? It seems like universe will be helping you with the whole selection process or making a decision. So if you recently asked for universe's advice and or help, or you've asked for clarity, then clarity is what you are receiving. Now, let me pull out the rest of the cards. Okay, so we have hard with rugged, submerge yourself in masculine energy, get rough and tough with something you can handle. You can handle some passion and strong force, touch the hardness of wood, metal, jewelry, kickbox, play a sport, or embrace active sexual activity. And we have the number 26. Okay, so I noticed that this card did fall out in the reversal. That really stood out to me, so I'm going to keep that in mind. But again, if you have been juggling multiple jobs or 2 jobs, if you have been handling various responsibilities and it's gotten very tiring, then it seems like, again, universe is going to come in to help you out, right? Because we do have this energy of hard and rugged. So I feel like things have been pretty hard recently, pretty hectic, or just overwhelming. And it's gotten to the point where something needs to be done about this because it can go on, right? This situation can go on. You can't keep on juggling so many things at once, or you can't keep on juggling these 2 intense or laborious jobs or responsibilities at once. So if you've been needing a break, I feel like you're getting this much needed break or reprieve, or you're receiving assistance. I feel like divine intervention is going to be playing a major role in you receiving justice. In your justice could be you receiving a lending hand, or you being given a break, a fair break of sorts, or possibly someone who's been very hard on you, cutting you some slack. Yeah, because I feel like you guys have been very busy. You have been working very hard, and it's time for either all of your work or efforts to be acknowledged and compensated, fairly compensated with the Justice card, or for you to be taken care of, right? For you to be, I all of a sudden thought of, the game Where's Waldo, and that infamous expression. Everyone always asks, where's Waldo? But no one asks, how's Waldo? Like, how is Waldo doing, right? So if nobody has asked, how are you doing? Like, how are you feeling? Do you need help? Do you need for things to slow down? If you do, then let me help you out. Let us slow things down, right? So yeah, If you have been needing for things to slow down a bit, maybe at work, maybe at school, then again, the divine is coming in to do just that for you. If there is a decision you know you need to make for your highest good, for the betterment of yourself, or there's just a decision that you need to make, but you're having trouble making it for whatever reason, and you've been sort of secretly praying for something to come in and make this decision for you, or for something to help with making this decision a lot easier for you, then your prayers are being answered, because again, the divine is coming in to either make this decision for you or make it very, very easy for you to make this decision, right? So an example that comes to mind is someone knows that it's time to quit a job. Someone knows that it's time to let go of a job position, or maybe a class, of course, it could be the case. But for the longest time, they've been postponing making this decision because maybe they fear quitting this job, or it's just hard for them to do so for whatever reason. Then what's going to happen is the universe is going to make it so the person gets pushed out of the job, right? Maybe the company that they work in ends up closing down, or they get let go of, or their working hours get changed and it ends up conflicting with another job that they have, or with school or whatnot. And so now they have no other option but to quit the job, or now they have a reason, a good enough reason to quit the job, right? So that's just an example, right? Because this could be pertaining to something else entirely. That was just an example to help illustrate the energy here. But I do see universe giving you a lending hand, right? And it could be, again, through divine intervention. It could be through circumstances aligning in a certain way so that things end up becoming just easier for you to make a decision, easier for you to choose, easier for you to handle things. And your last card is number 5 with Holler, communication, honesty, courage, sharing, revelation, surprise news, text, and phone call. Yeah, so with revelation, if right now you're lacking clarity, or you're not sure what to do, what to decide on, what to choose, then very soon information will be given to you. Something will be revealed to you that will help you gain clarity about what to do, or what to choose, or what you want to choose. And because we have this energy of surprise news and text, some of the information that will be revealed to you will come through unexpectedly, or the way that it comes through will be, I heard, unconventional or just unexpected, right? So this isn't exactly a situation where, let's say, you're intentionally sitting down and researching to get more information about maybe the options that you are considering, but it's more like the information that you need for you to gain better clarity, or for you to make up your mind, will be presented to you in a way that is unexpected, right? So it could be through you overhearing a conversation that pertains to something that you are deciding on. And that's how you find out that one of the options you were considering has dealt in some shady business. I don't know, something along those lines, right? Or maybe you hear something on the news, or you're scrolling through social media, or you're online looking something up and you come across an article that reveals some crucial information about something that you're considering. Or going back to the example of the person who was finding it difficult to quit a job, this person ends up receiving a out of the blue email letting them know that the company is closing down. But whatever information you're receiving, although it's coming through as a bit of a surprise, and although some of the information might be a little difficult to digest at first or to assimilate, it will end up providing much relief, because at the end of it all, this is exactly what you needed to decide upon something. This is exactly what you needed to make up your mind, or to be able to fully move forward or move on or proceed with something. Also, if you have been left pending, if you have been left waiting to hear back from someone or waiting to hear a final verdict, a final result, then the good news is you will be finally receiving an answer, a response, or a final verdict. If you have been dealing with a legal case for a while now and it's just been prolonged, it's been going on what might feel like forever, this legal case is getting wrapped up soon. That's the good news. It's getting closed. Because I get this feeling that some of you for a while have been like a ping pong. You've been bounced back and forth. That's the analogy that came to mind. I'm trying to apply it in like a practical situation, but I'm having trouble thinking of one. What I keep seeing in my mind is someone moving from one department to another. It's like, let's say someone is calling customer service to receive assistance, but instead of being directly transferred to the department that would end up helping them or the person that will end up helping them, they keep being transferred from one department to another. And they never end up receiving the help that they need, right? So if you've been dealing with the bureaucracy, if you have been going back and forth between people, between places, between departments, offices, things are about to change. It feels like even the divine has become frustrated with this whole situation and they're interfering. They're coming in and say, okay, well, that's enough of these shenanigans. Group 4 deserves the help that they're looking for. They deserve to hear an answer and receive an answer, and so they will receive the help and hear the answer, and that's this communication, right? Because I feel like something has made you dealing with the situation a little bit harder than it actually needed to be, right? And enough is enough. This whole ping pong act needs to come to an end. And so I see you receiving a confirmation, a final confirmation, a verdict, the assistance that you need. Again, if you've been waiting to hear from someone, you're hearing from them. If you have been unable to feel calm and settled, to feel reassured because things are up in the air or something is up in the air, right? A decision hasn't been made. You haven't received a confirmation. Someone hasn't reached out to you or back to you. Then again, that's about to change, right? Balance is about to be restored. You will be able to get a good night's rest and feel reassured because you will soon know the answer. You will get that confirmation as mentioned before. I want to know exactly what this communication is about. Like, what are the news that you're receiving? So we have the Hermit. So the Hermit makes me think of insight, information, clarity. Yeah, so you are receiving clarity. You're receiving information that will give you peace of mind. And it will set you free. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from the Hermit card. It's information that will set you free or will let you know, okay, now you can move forward. Now you can proceed. Now, if you've been needing time for rest, if you've requested for a vacation, for time off, maybe for a paid vacation, then you will soon receive a reply letting you know that your request has been approved because I do see you getting time off or getting time for you. I also see you being released of a burden, right? Something that was depleting you of your energy or was making life or an area of life a little bit harder than it actually needed to be. You're being released of it. And because we do have the word courage, for a lot of you, the good news is you will have the courage to make that hard decision, I heard hard call as well. I kept thinking about job, work, career, a legal situation, but this could be pertaining to a relationship as well because I kind of did hint at like connections and relationships at the start of your reading. So if you've been thinking about maybe going your separate way from another or, maybe focus more on yourself, but you've been holding off on making a final decision in regards to this, committing to a decision that you have made. And the good news is soon you will be making this final decision or committing to a decision that you have already come to. Yeah, so because we do have the energy of communication, if there's a difficult conversation that you've been kind of placing on hold, because maybe you haven't found the right opportunity to start this conversation or like bring a matter up that's been weighing heavy on your mind in a conversation, then again, the universe, the divine is coming through to help you out with that, right? So they will be creating the perfect opportunity for you to have this conversation, or they're going to make it so this conversation is naturally brought up, right? Or this matter, this issue, it comes up in the conversation so that then you can just dive right in and get to it, right? So this can play out in many different ways. But just to give an example, this could be a situation in which, something does reach some kind of boiling point, some tipping point or breaking point. And so now there's no other option but to address the thing, right? Address the pink elephant in the room. Like now we cannot avoid it. Now it cannot be avoided, right? But because we have the Hermit card here, which is a card that often represents someone who is a recluse, someone who is not seen out and about often. If there is someone who, again, you haven't been able to get in contact with, right? There's no way to get in contact with this person. Like maybe this is someone who's not often on social media and you can't text them because you don't have their phone number, right? Or they don't have an email, or they don't answer their email, or they're hard to get a hold of, and you've been wanting to get a hold of this person, but you just don't know how, then again, the universe is going to come in to help you out with that. So either again, you might be receiving a literal text from them, like if they happen to have your number, or you will be receiving a DM from them, or they will be the one reaching out to you, or you could end up stumbling upon them because they did talk about a meet cute, right? It's not like you're stalking them or they're stalking you. It's just coincidentally, right, by fate or the orchestration of the universe, the divine, you end up crossing paths, and then that's how you can then get a hold of them, like talk with them or whatnot. But this could also be a situation in which you hear from another person that they're in town or that they're going to be in town a couple of days, and so you kind of schedule things accordingly so you also end up in town at the same time that they will be in town, right? Or this could be more so a situation where maybe you're looking for professional advice or you're looking for professional help, but recently you've had a hard time just finding this professional help, and then someone comes in and gets you in contact with a professional who offers exactly what you're looking for, right? They hand you over their contact information, right? So again, there's a lot of like you receiving assistance via coincidences or just things lining up. And again, it's because the divine is assisting you. They are helping you out because either something has dragged on for way too long, or the universe is just tired of seeing you dealing with so much on your own. All of a sudden, I thought of someone who's carrying bags of groceries and they have their hands full, and there's a lot of people around them, and they see that this person has their hands full and they're struggling, and yet nobody approaches to ask them if they need help with their bags, or nobody offers to open and hold the door for them as they walk in or walk out, right? And the universe is over here just looking at the scene like, oh my goodness, people, please. And so that's when they come in and they help in some kind of way, right? So your hands have been full, you're receiving assistance. And again, how you receive this assistance might be so unexpected, and it might be a bit abrupt, right? Like you weren't anticipating it, it just came out of left field. So if something gets cut, let's say you have this responsibility and then one day you're let known, okay, well, you're no longer responsible for that. I can't tell you how you will feel about that. I won't know if it will feel good or bad, but I just want you to know if that ends up being the case, it's not because you're being reprimanded or punished or anything of the sort. Again, this is balance being restored so that you can have less on your plate, right? So that you can have the opportunity to slow down, so that you can maybe have more time to focus on projects that are of a higher priority, right? Or that will end up giving more to you than whatever was removed from your to-do list or your list of obligations or the list of projects that you are working on. So I know it's very cheesy, this message, which is to trust, right? I know that when it comes up in a reading, it's like a moment of rolling your eyes and feeling a bit skeptical. But there is, with the Justice card, this suggestion to trust that things are happening for you. They are happening in a way to help you out, to help make things easier for you, less harder, less difficult, and also to help things move a lot faster. Because I feel like there's been situations that have been stretched out to the point of, well, this can't be stretched out anymore. So if things feel like they sort of end very abruptly, it's because that very thing couldn't go on any longer. Or this was the only way to make the transition, to make the whole letting go a lot easier, right? Because all of a sudden I thought of someone just ripping off the Band-Aid, right? So we're ripping off the Band-Aid instead of trying to peel it off bit by bit. Because if we took that approach, the experience would have ended up being a lot more painful, difficult, and longer than it needed to be, or than it needs to be. So we're ripping off the Band-Aid instead to be able to heal quickly or transition faster, make a smoother transition as well, and progress. So yeah, the universe is helping you with the hard parts. Whatever you felt was too difficult for you to handle, to address, to bring up, to incite, universe is helping you with that. It's making me think of how sometimes the hardest part is just to start, right? To get the ball rolling. Because once we start, once we get the ball rolling, the rest feels easy peasy. And so this feels like universe doing the hard part, universe doing the whole starting things for you so that then you can just pick up from wherever they left off and it's easy sailing for you from then on, right? Or it's just easier for you to handle, for you to manage. Yeah, this could also be about sending an email. Maybe you've been going back and forth on whether you send this email or not, and you've been asking for a sign, or if that ends up happening, then no, universe will definitely be sending out that sign. If they say, yes, send that email, then that email will be accidentally sent. It will be sent whether you press the send button intentionally or not. Or maybe you will be imbued with a moment of courage to send that email. Or if you're not meant to send that email because universe sees that it's not going to lead anywhere good. If it's not an email, it could be a text, then that email or text will be deleted. So if you really want to send it, you would have to type it out all over again and go through the whole ordeal again, right? So that's just an example, but yeah, this could unfold in many, many different ways. Universe has very unique ways of intervening and helping us out or communicating things to us. So expect the unexpected from the universe in the coming days. And definitely, I feel like some good news for you guys is that the hardest part will be over soon. The hardest part is coming to an end. Or the hard times are soon subsiding. And you will be experiencing justice. But I want to reveal the message that is on the card that you were drawn to. And we have, it's important to get fresh air daily. Get outside, look up, move around in it, and breathe deep. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you have been hard at work. You've been very, very busy. Maybe you haven't had time to go outside, to be in nature, to breathe fresh air. Maybe you have been locked up in an office for hours daily, or you've been stuck in front of a monitor day in and day out. And if so, that's about to change. I see you getting an opportunity to go outside, breathe fresh air, get some exercise, or simply spend time with loved ones, because we do have this pair of rabbits here, right? So if you have been wanting time with a loved one or with loved ones, you will be getting the opportunity to have this quality time with them. You will get the opportunity to catch up with someone, or maybe to reply to text messages. Maybe it's you who's been a bit like a hermit, a bit like a recluse, because you have been hard at work. You have been studying for what feels like forever, and you haven't had time to answer emails or catch up on texts or catch up with friends and loved ones via texts or DMs or whatnot. And if that is the case, then soon you will get an opportunity to do so. Yeah, I just heard, looking at the heart card, like it's hard doing it all. It's hard, being the attentive friend who's answering every text message while also replying to every work email, and also studying for exams and making sure that I have all my chores done, and that I'm up to date with all the bills, and that I'm also exercising, and that I am doing meal prep, or that I'm setting time aside to meditate or to journal or to read a book, and also to have fun. Like, it gets a little too much at times. And so I feel that soon you will receive the reassurance that it's okay if you don't do it all in a day, like even in a week. It's okay if you get a little behind at times, because sometimes, not life, but the world, our society can ask a lot from us. And so if you find yourself just needing time for you, right? Not to catch up on emails, not to catch up with people, but just to be with you, just to breathe fresh air, hear the birds chirp, or look up at the stars, look up at the moon, you will be getting that moment. You will be getting that time. And again, know that in order to have and live a balanced life, you don't need to tackle every area of life perfectly. So what I'm seeing with the Two of Pentacles and Justice is that you're finding your own way of balancing things out in your life. You're finding your own sweet spot. And it might not look a certain way, but it is what works for you, right? And so you're sticking with it for the meanwhile, as long as it works for you. Yeah, but one thing is for sure, you are getting time for you. You will be getting time to go outside, to have fun, to breathe fresh air, or to get some much needed rest, or to relax, chillax. Yes. By the way, if something was unnecessarily difficult, or the level of difficulty of it was simply unfair, that's being addressed, it's being called out, and it's not being allowed to proceed or to move forward, or it's not counting. It's not counting. What is coming to mind in specific is an exam, right? If an exam was maybe graded unfairly, or its level of difficulty just didn't make sense, right, was unfair in some kind of way, or how someone was being evaluated was unfair, then this is being called out, and it's not being allowed to proceed, to move forward, or it's not counting. It's not counting as the real thing, or as the final verdict, is also what I heard. So if you were graded or tested unfairly, know that you're being vindicated. Yeah, as mentioned before, I do see you experiencing or receiving justice. This could also be pertaining to a presentation or an inspection, or maybe paperwork, some kind of paperwork, something to do with an approval. By the way, if something was unnecessarily difficult, or the level of difficulty of it was simply unfair, that's being addressed, it's being called out, and it's not being allowed to proceed or to move forward, or it's not counting. It's not counting. What is coming to mind in specific is an exam, right? If an exam was maybe graded unfairly, or its level of difficulty just didn't make sense, right, was unfair in some kind of way, or how someone was being evaluated was unfair, then this is being called out, and it's not being allowed to proceed to move forward, or it's not counting as the real thing or as the final verdict, is also what I heard. So if you were graded or tested unfairly, know that you're being vindicated. Yeah, as mentioned before, I do see you experiencing or receiving justice. This could also be pertaining to a presentation or an inspection, or maybe paperwork, some kind of paperwork, something to do with an approval. The Justice card is associated with the zodiac sign Libra, and then the Hermit card is associated with the zodiac sign Virgo. And then I mentioned Pisces. So Pisces, Libra, and Virgo season could be of significance. Whichever season is soon approaching, that would be the season that you will end up experiencing what was mentioned in this reading, or you will end up experiencing a lot of which was mentioned in this reading. The number 26 is really standing out to me, so the 26th of a month could be of importance. Also, the number 5 is really standing out to me. The number 5 can indicate unexpected changes. It is reminding me of the zodiac sign Leo. So Leo season could also be of significance because the 5th house in astrology is associated with the zodiac sign Leo. And the 5th house is the house of the arts, recreational activities. It's also the house of love affairs, romance, playfulness. But yeah, I feel like it's time for play, it's time for relaxation, it's time for some me time as well. Some you spending time with you. But let's see, rainbows could be of significance. Bunnies, hares, fishes, as mentioned before. The number 2, duality, yin and yang, the yin and yang symbol may be of importance as well. Okay, but these are all the messages coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you're new to this channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. To all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, thank you so much for that, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to my spirit team and your spirit guides for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. Thank you so very much, and I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending on when you are watching. And until the next moment, bye bye.